Rebel, we're getting close to the pointy end of 2022. How's it been for you, mate?
It's been a pretty good year, really. But I just want to say I really enjoyed watching your videos. Just the UFC fighters or the MMA fighters. Those little programs they've been putting, I really enjoy, because it's a little bit unique to a typical little short doco and what a fight doco normally is, which I found really interesting. Also been really enjoying these interviews, and I don't know why I'm the last one. You've done every other person in the country. I forgot about the old Rebel, the old original combat video guy, but we got there in the end, didn't we?
Yeah, commentator at the start.
Yeah, poor old Aaron's feeling a little bit left out too, but no, we got in there in the end.
Yeah, still got a couple to go round.
Yeah. Have you? Oh.
Yeah. What would be a highlight for you, mate? Apart from being around me.
Oh yeah, of course. I've had a few. One of my highlights is I'm still here after COVID. You know, I'm still. It's a bit tough, for a few gyms.
Yeah.
But like a good fighter, you just lay on the ropes until the heat's off, and now the heat's off and back in full swing. But no, we did the best we could during COVID, and we're still here. So the old Lee Gar style way, just hang in there until the end. But my highlights, well, Lani Daniels had a couple of fights, and her ranking's gone right up. She's across the board. She's either 1 or 2 ranked in the world, WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO. So she's looking on a world title fight this year. We've had a few offers. Gabrielle she's a Colombian fighter. We got offered to fight in Puerto Rico, but we turned it down at this stage. It's got to be right, you know. It's got to be the timing's got to be right, and obviously the money's got to be right. So, but there's a lot of interest in women's boxing. Yeah. Some sensational fights this year of women's boxing. So so Lani's fighting again. She's always improving. That's why I love training her. She's always improving, not just physically but mentally too. It's a big part of boxing. Another highlight is I trained a group of fighters, and we challenged Shane Cameron's gym, and we had like 50% success. But I'm happy. I'm not overly happy, but I'm happy-ish. I like to actually win. But on the bright side, I've discovered some real good raw talent in that bunch, and they want to carry on and fighting, boxing. So I'm really excited about that. There's some, there's a couple of good fighters in that bunch. Really impressed me. So that was good. I'm going back into amateur boxing. I'm actually almost doing like a full circle. That's where I started. I started amateur boxing. So I've got my license. And I've got about a team of 7 amateur boxers I'm going to launch next year. So I'm really excited about that, because I've had a couple training here, and they haven't really had any fights because I haven't had my amateur boxing license. So they've been getting better and better as the months roll into 6 months and a year and a half. So yeah, I'm ready to launch them, so to speak. What else? Oh. I've been doing a lot of stuff inside Boxing Officials. I've got rid of some garbage. I won't mention their names because they're so pathetic, they might try and sue me. but we had a lot of good referees, and some have retired because they got to that age, and some have passed on. So there's a new batch come through. That batch weren't that good, so I got rid of them. But now the younger batch coming through, which are really good. So what I hate in sports and in boxing, my sport boxing, is bad officiating. It's dangerous, and it's unfair to fighters. So I've statistically, in the last, not just this year, but probably the last 3 years, is chuck some useless garbage out. And now we've got some good officials coming through that are in the sport for the right reasons. Because like after I've retired from boxing, I put myself in a position where I'm a servant of the sport, so I'm in charge. I put myself in charge of the integrity of the sport. Yeah. So I want it nice and healthy and honest and true, which it should be. Because if you don't do that and you're not keeping your eye on that kind of area, it will get slammed into the gutters. And my job is to look after it so it's still here when I'm gone, healthy, in a better state. So that's about me for this year.
Any big fights refereeing this last year?
To be honest, Tony, it doesn't really matter if it's a Joseph Parker fight or novices at the ABA, or for example the ETK shows they have on Sundays, Sunday school. They're just about my favourites. New kids that have only had a couple of fights, young kids that aren't quite sure if they should be fighters or not, coming together and having a go. They're really important to me, and I love doing those shows, you know. So no, an 8-year-old kid having his first fight, or a Parker fight in junior fight, it's all the same to me, you know. So not really. They all stand out. Every single fight I do stands out, and I treat it with that importance, because that's how important it is for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm getting lots of refereeing gigs. I'm not sitting back and being asked. I go to promoters and I tell them I'll go to your shows and that, because I like being busy. I like being active. Like this weekend, I'm doing Friday night and Saturday night, both at the ABA. One's boxing, one's kickboxing. So, you know, I put myself out there. So that's why I'm so busy.
When do you think we'd be able to get some news about Lani? When would she be lining up?
There's a few names being thrown around. There's a couple of Kiwi girls. I'll spend the next few weeks thinking about it and planning something out, because I work for Lani, and she gives me the job to navigate her career as best as I can as a manager and as a trainer, to give her the tools. So I don't jump at all the offerings. I think about it, and I think about a strategy and a plan, and I think about the fight camp strategy and the length of time and all that kind of stuff. So I need a little bit more time to think about it, because you know, she still lives in Whangarei and I'm still in West Auckland, so there's still commuting to do. But there's a few, I'm juggling balls at the moment, and I haven't come to a decision. So soon, hopefully soon. Well, it has to be soon, because we need to get a show on the road, don't we, champ? Hey?
Yeah, for sure, mate. Hey, thanks for talking to us as always, and all the best for 2023.
Yeah. Hey, it's awesome seeing you're still around. When did we start this? 95 or something?
95 it was,
95?
yeah, we did.
Far out, man.
Yeah.
It was
Still going strong. It was funny you mentioned the wee show. We went down to Norm Graham's show, and Mark the Shark, my son, and on the way home he said, I still love doing these shows the best.
Yeah,
and,
that is
that's
grassroots,
where we started,
yeah.
and we still...
Yeah. But for those that don't know, I mean, it's always been, combat video has always been you, but I was doing the commentary for a number of years until I started the refereeing, didn't I? Yeah. I mean, that was we had a lot of fun, didn't we? But no, it's good to still see you here. It's stronger than ever, though. You know.
Yeah.
Stronger than ever, and things have changed. Platforms have changed, and technology's changed, all that kind of stuff. I mean, we had VHS videos at the beginning, didn't we?
Yeah.
And post off your video and a bubble wrap and all that kind of stuff. But now it's like it's completely changed. But you're still here. That's credit to you, really, isn't it? So good on you, mate.
Cool, mate. Yeah.
No, 50 years.
Hope we're both here for a lot longer too.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers, man.
All right, mate.
Hey, when I was round at Aaron's, he shouted me a beer.
I'm not going to show you a beer.
I hope you keep